Farm life. If you've ever lived on a farm, then you know that the life can get very boring, very mundane, and the work never ends. So for the start of this month, I decided I wanted to switch things up. First of all, I wanted to leave for a bit of me time, and I also wanted to spend a bit of time with my grandmother. So I found a foot spa in my parents' house, and I knew this would be the perfect way to start my month. So we are a small community within a community. My grandfather, who had 5 wives, each with their own piece of land, had 4 sons with my personal grandmother, his second wife, and this is where we reside. Each son has had his share of land divided out, and as such, we have 5 households within our borders. The 4 sons' plots and our grandmother. Sometimes we can go for days without seeing each other due to the size of the land. And at this point, I hadn't seen my grandma in 3 days. I was busy trying to get my compost pit started, and that took a bit of time. So this is me at my grandmother's place. I'm with my father and my Aunt Lillian. So my dad is heading out for his daily dose of newspaper. I see them off, open the gate for them because I'm down there. I help bring my grandmother out. She's in a wheelchair, so limited mobility, and she has to be helped in and out of bed. As is customary, once she's out, she sits under the sun, guys. Hot sun. But she doesn't seem to mind. So we had breakfast together. It's one of my favorite moments because this is the only house with porridge. We don't have porridge up the hill. I really like porridge, so then I got started on their feet. This is my aunt, Winfrida. After I was done with her feet, she went back to her daily chores. Thereafter, it was time for lunch. We all sat down, shared, as is customary. Like I said, we're a community within a community. I had seconds. My grandmother wasn't eating because she didn't eat what we particularly had, so I had to go up the hill and find her something to eat from our house. There was boiled maize in the fridge, so I quickly rushed this down back to her so I could get ready. I wanted to leave and go to town for a bit of, just for a change of scene. This is me coming back up the hill. This is me all ready to go Galavant. We're leaving. You can see how remote we live. Our neighbors are tea planters. Can barely see a house in sight. So it's generally just space, and more space. I don't have a bike rider yet, so I had to walk, and you can see what a walk it is. It's life here is interesting. It's keeping me busy for one. The closer we get to the main road, the more life there is. This is me on a bike to catch a matatu to town. This is to show you how much of a hill we all live on. It's really pretty, if you ask me.